tell me if you're already hearing anything in there? That would just be lucky if you were, because I'll probably have to route it.
No, I'm not here. Could you talk to it?
1, 2, 1, 2.
No, I'm not getting. Should be getting that. Yeah, I'm getting a signal. It's kind of low. Yeah, I have it low right now. It's all on my left speaker. It's all on your left. Do you have 5 in one and 6 in the other? Yeah. Okay. Is that what you gave me? Should be. Okay, we got it. Cool. That's my fault. Okay. So basically when Hey, Kevin, would you do me a favor and just check to make sure you're getting this mic through the Wirecast? Check, 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 check. We are, okay, perfect. Thank you.
run through these. I grabbed a fifth one because the fifth one makes more sense when I'm handing them out. But this is lab 1, lab 1, lab 1, lab 1. I'm going to go grab lab 2. Let me know when you're good. Now, lab 2, lab 2, lab 2, lab 2, lab 2. I am wearing microphone lab. Lab 3, I have lab 3, microphone lab 3. Let's go back for number 4. This is lab 4, lab 4, lab 4, lab 4. One more to go. Last one, lab 5. Lab 5 is working. Yippee!
together, and now the globe.
We also run startup programs like Startup Weekend, Startup Week, and Startup Digest. Grassroots programs mostly organized by volunteers that power the early steps of the entrepreneurial journey. And there's Techstars Ventures. With hundreds of millions of dollars under management, we co-invest in companies that are part of the Techstars ecosystem. Together, we help entrepreneurs, from inspiration to IPO. Techstars is for life. We couldn't be more excited to welcome these founders to the family.
I fall, and I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, I'll be here till the river's dry. Our love will never drought. So take me to the chapel and wear my mother's ring. Follow me when I'm wandering and teach me how to lead. Keep me grounded, keep me still. It's you I choose forever. To love you true I will. And in Magnolia White, you'll be standing there, vision fair, my beating heart's delight. And as I'm watching you, sleeping down the aisle, my precious bride, I'm gonna say I do. So take me to the chapel and wear my mother's ring. Follow me when I'm wandering and teach me how to lead. Keep me grounded, keep me still. It's you I choose forever. And love you true I will. And the tides they will rise, but I'll be true. I will swim the seas for you. In the darkest depths of gloom, I will need you to swim the seas for me. So take me to the chapel, I'll wear your mother's ring. I'll follow you when you're wandering and teach you how to lead. I'll keep you grounded, you'll keep me still. It's you I choose forever. To love you true I will. Oh, it's you I choose forever. To love you true I will.
So, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Nick Myers. I'm the lead associate here at Techstars Boston. So if everyone could just find their seats, we're going to get started pretty shortly. So happy to have everyone out here tonight. It's fantastic. Thank you so much.
seconds and counting. T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. Liftoff.
Techstars is a global ecosystem that empowers entrepreneurs to bring new technologies to market wherever they choose to build their business. Our ecosystem includes founders, alumni, mentors, investors, community leaders, sponsors, and many more. That's all of you here in this room. We run accelerator programs in cities all across the globe and with corporate partners in different vertical markets.
We are the only accelerator that has literally tied the United States together and now the globe.
We also run startup programs like Startup Weekend, Startup Week, and Startup Digest, grassroots programs mostly organized by volunteers that power the early steps of the entrepreneurial journey. And there's Techstars Ventures. With hundreds of millions of dollars under management, we co-invest in companies that are part of the Techstars ecosystem. Together, we help entrepreneurs, from inspiration to IPO. Techstars is for life. We couldn't be more excited to welcome these founders to the family. At Techstars, we believe that entrepreneurs can solve real problems, and we're here to help you grow and scale and to provide resources and connections throughout your entrepreneurial journey.
It's the beginning of the rest of the lives for all of the companies that go through our program.
Today is demo day. These companies present themselves to the world. Thank you to all of you and everyone in the Techstars ecosystem who has made it all possible.
Everybody's doing what they're doing because they love it and they're trying to do something really powerful.
Good evening, Boston. How are you doing? Fantastic. Thanks, Northeastern, by the way, for this fantastic venue that is phenomenal. So before starting, I wanted to ask a few questions. So here among the audience, who is or has been a founder? Raise your hand. Ooh, you guys look way too relaxed. Who here is or has been mentoring other founders? Nice, thanks. I ask this question because being a founder is often a very lonely path. What makes the difference between success and failures is the mentors we have around us. What makes the difference between winning and losing is the networks that we have around us. And we're here in Boston. Boston is one of the strongest entrepreneurial ecosystems in the US. A little bit of noise for Boston. That's why we are here. That's why we are here. That is fantastic. My name is Clement Cazalot. I'm the managing director of Techstars Boston. I have had the chance to be with Aaron for the past year running this program. It's truly an honor to be here. After being a founder, being now on the other side of the stage, after being in Europe, starting companies, investing, now being in the US, it's truly a dream to be here with all of you tonight. It's truly a dream because our vision for Techstars is to be these active co-founders that help the companies to really be operationally excellent, to help them literally span their wings for their success during the program and long after.
So I've been involved off and on with Techstars for, I guess, the past 6 years maybe, since about 2012. And I guess I was thinking about this up front. I'm like, have I ever spoken in front of such a large group? And I think the answer is no, because this might be the actual largest group that Techstars has brought together in Boston. So we should just give us a round of applause for this. If you've ever heard me speak either at my time here or building Startup Institute, you know that I generally start from the heart. And the same is true tonight. So I do want to say thank you to Clem. I'm lucky to be here, responsible for such an incredible program in a beautiful city like this, to bring together people and other parts of the Boston ecosystem to help support these founders. So the companies that you're about to see have been focused for a lot longer than the 3.5 months in our program, but have been working tirelessly to get to this point. I think you'll see what I mean once we bring them out on stage. Tonight you're going to see companies that are focused on B2B software, others that are focused on bringing hardware into your home, some that are helping you flex your mind, others that are helping you see inside of your bodies, a company disrupting the banking world, and even how genetic sequencing is done. And while at the surface, all these look different and kind of all over the place, but if you really look, the one core thing that they have in common is that they're leveraging all the core expertise and talent that Boston has and that make Boston the greatest place in the world to build a business. Yeah, woo! Exactly, thank you.
Boston is truly fantastic. That's why we are all here. Before speaking about the company, I wanted to step back a little bit and speak about Techstars. Techstars, as you saw in the intro video, is this worldwide network that help entrepreneurs succeed. Techstars started 10 years ago in Boulder, Colorado, and actually came to Boston 8 years ago for the first time to start its expansion, thanks to a few people who are here in the audience tonight. And now, in 2018, we're in 168 countries in the world. We have been helping more than 1,300 companies through the accelerators alone. And Boston has been helping more than 140 companies by itself. Boston has been one of the most prolific cities in the Techstars ecosystem. That is truly remarkable. And you know how we know that? Like, one of the perks of our job together is like we get to talk to a lot of people. And when we speak to founders, who are the founders? Like, a little bit, scream with me. The founders? Woo! When we're speaking to the founders, they say that we're accountable. They say that we actually live and walk alongside them for their success. Being founder first is a bedrock of the program and what we do at Techstars. The mentors, a little bit of noise shows that you're here. Woo! When we work with the mentors, they say that we share similar values. That our values of giving first, which means like giving without expecting anything in return, helping our community, helping all of us around us being better, is something that truly resonates with them and gives to this program the staying power it has. And the investors, who here in this room has been investing in companies or is planning to invest in companies? Nice, thanks. Thanks a lot, because thanks to all of you, that's how we get such a rich innovation ecosystem in Boston. Investors are looking for an edge. Investing is hard. Half of the funds don't even return their initial funding. Why? Why? Because we're surrounded by innovation, and what Techstars helps is really getting to the core. Just last year, like when we were looking at the stats, we were just mind blown. Just last year, 5% of all the Series A in the US were Techstars companies. 1 out of 20 companies that went on to raise successfully full-on funding was a Techstars company. That is truly remarkable. And over the past few years, 140 companies went on, be acquired, be successful, help the founders going further as we were helping them. That is what brought us tonight, and that's what is being recognized by the community. But enough about Techstars. Tonight is about these 10 companies that are leveraging all the strengths of the Boston ecosystem, and that's what we are here for. Aaron, I'll let you take it from there.
Yeah, I get the distinct pleasure of talking about what's actually happening tonight and what everybody is here to see. Okay, so what's going to happen is you're going to hear from 10 incredible companies. You'll see 5. We'll have 2 guests that we'll introduce you to in a short break, and then we'll see the second 5. Afterward, we'd love for everybody to join us back in the pit, which is where we all started, where the food was. So yeah, think about that.
That's in an hour and a half.
Yeah, it's a little bit of time. But in all seriousness, before we jump in, I do have a public service announcement for everybody. Despite what we talk about and sort of the power of Techstars, tonight's not about that. It's not about us. It's actually not even about Techstars. Tonight is about all of you being here and showing up as a community to help founders. So how are we going to do that? Unlike in a film, I actually want you to pull out your phone or computer right now.
We're serious.
Yes, very much. We're going to walk everybody through this. Pull out your phone, pull out your laptop, and open it up. And I'm going to walk you through getting on the Wi-Fi. You thought I was kidding. I mean, this is a distinct pleasure. Okay, so we're not going to try to connect to the FBI surveillance van hotspot. It's a bad idea. You can, I don't know. We have a great company that focuses on security compliance. You can talk to them later. Okay, so NU Wave guest. Next slide, please. Okay, so you're going to register. We're at a university. Yeah, I mean, this is secure. You're going to register, and we need you to they need you to use your actual mobile phone number. Okay, nobody's collecting this. Nobody's going to be talking to you. This is purely to send you an authentication, so it's a two-step process. It's going to look something like this. Whoever does not have their phone on mute or do not disturb, we're going to see you very quickly, because you're going to get a text message. You could just log in as Clement. That's fine.
The login is expired.
That sounds like the right amount of time. Okay, cool. Now we're going to open up a web browser, and we're going to visit demoday.techstars.com. Okay, so the reason I'm suggesting this, this is slow down. Okay, I'm hearing slow down from the group. Back one? Can we go back one?
It's not an actual password. I don't know if
Yeah.
it's working.
This is just an example of a SMS message that will make its way to your own device in your hand. Okay, so demoday.techstars.com. If you're not with me right now, that's okay. You will catch up, I promise. And so the reason that we do this is your role, our call to you is to help at least one company tonight. And this is absolutely the easiest way to do it. Okay, so I'm just going to tell you how to do it. You input your name, simple, that's my name. You input your email, that's my email. I didn't remember that my personal email was up here, but that's okay. Feel free to reach out. And then you're going to add a little bit of context under affiliation. Hey, I'd love to introduce you to a new customer, or I'd love to invest if there's still room. This is the single biggest thing that you can do as a participant here at Demo Day to provide lift and help these companies build something meaningful. So as you log in, you'll see every company that is coming up today will have a special part of that page. Great. So, are we ready to go? Do we want the show to start?
To go.
Cool. Is everybody done yet? Not everybody's done. But don't worry, there's plenty of time in between for you to do this. Yeah, we'll just keep it rolling. Auto-magically. Yeah, great. Cool. So, with that, I would love to welcome the 2018 class of Techstars Boston to the stage. Let's give them a round of applause. Woo-hoo!
Hi, I'm Linda Dickerson-Hartsock. I'm director of the Blackstone Launchpad at Syracuse University, and I'm on the executive board of a $1 billion fund. I have worked with hundreds of startups over the years, and I haven't met many like Josh Aviv and his team. They are so passionate, hardworking, and visionary. They are creating a disruptive technology that is changing the future of the electric vehicle industry. Please join me in welcoming Spark Charge.
No one man should have all that power. The clock's ticking, I just count the hours. Stop tripping, I'm tripping off the power.
All right. Hello, everyone. My name's Josh Aviv, and I'm the founder and CEO of Spark Charge. At Spark Charge, we believe electric vehicle owners should be able to charge their car anytime and anywhere they want. Today, we're going to be unveiling a revolutionary and breakthrough device that's not only going to change the automotive industry, but it's going to change the energy sector as well. In 2010, General Motors released the Chevy Volt. This was an exciting time because for the first time ever, a major automobile manufacturer had released an electric vehicle to the mainstream market. 7 years later, the electric vehicle industry has exploded, with over 800,000 electric vehicles on the road today. But there's a darker problem brewing here. For those 800,000 electric vehicles, there's only 16,000 charging stations, meaning there's one charging station for every 50 electric vehicles. And this problem, it's only going to continue to grow, as almost every major automobile manufacturer has at least 2 electric vehicles in their fleet. Our infrastructure, it simply can't handle that. Our current infrastructure is expensive, large, and overall, it's not convenient. Most charging stations sit empty or broken. And because of this, electric vehicle owners face a ton of problems. Right off the bat, the average electric vehicle only gets 125 miles. And in cold weather, that range gets cut in half. 90% of all charging stations we have in this country are slow level 2, meaning it can take up to 2 to 10 hours just to charge your car. And if you run out of battery in an electric car, you're not getting towed to the nearest gas station, you're not getting towed to the nearest parking lot, you're getting towed all the way back home, where you will then have to sit and wait just to continue your journey. At SparkCharge, we've created a solution for the entire industry. We've created the world's most compact energy transfer device that allows people to transfer energy from any energy source at an efficient rate into another. With that technology, we created this, a portable charging station that allows electric vehicle owners to charge their car anytime and anywhere they want. That's right. That's right. This charging station is ultra portable and lightweight, and it's meant to go in the trunk of every electric vehicle. It's also ultra fast and can charge an electric vehicle 1 mile every 60 seconds. And that's not even the coolest part. The coolest part is the fact that it's modular. Think of it as Lego blocks of range for your electric vehicle. Whether it's 10 miles, 20 miles, 50 miles, the choice is completely up to the electric vehicle owner how much range they take with them on any given trip. So how did we do it? Well, we created a super efficient converter that right now runs at 99% efficiency and can power up to 20 kilowatts. To put that in perspective, that's enough power to run your house for 10 hours in a form factor small enough that you can hold it in your hands. We also created some amazing software that allows us to connect with every electric vehicle without ever having to connect to any grid or external power source. We're super excited to announce that we're going to be selling this product for $2,500, and it will also be available on a monthly lease. The average electric vehicle owner will receive up to 600 miles per pack in a month. And we're also excited to announce that it's available for pre-order today. Thank you. Yeah. We get approached by a lot of automobile companies, and they always tell us, range anxiety hits the hardest at the point of sale. No one should ever be sold a tow truck service when they go in to buy a new car. And with us, they'll never have to again. AAA is missing out on $50 million a year by not being able to service electric vehicle owners. But with us, they will from day one. And Uber and Lyft, we're going to be working with them to usher in the charging infrastructure of the future. This will be a charging infrastructure where the charge is brought to the electric vehicle owner the same way that you and I would order a pizza to our house. Well, our current status, we filed for provisional patents, we've sourced parts from suppliers, and we're currently open right now for pre-orders and undergoing testing. We plan on scaling our manufacturing and launching Q1 of 2019. Thank you. We've got the most amazing team that is hardworking and dedicated. You will not find another team as great as ours, with backgrounds ranging everywhere from SpaceX all the way to Lockheed Martin. Well, now that we've ended range anxiety, and that's done with, one more thing. Since we've created the world's most compact energy transfer device, we can do some amazing things with our technology. And we're excited to announce that fall 2019 will also be unveiling modular power for your house. For the first time ever, homeowners will be able to choose how much external grid power they want down to the hour. And partnering with Uber and Lyft, that energy can be delivered to them in any power outage situation. The future of portable power is here, and we're super excited to bring it to you. If you're interested in learning more about the technology that we've created, then come see us in the demo alley. And for our investors and mentors that have traveled here all the way from New York or that are in Boston, we're going to be doing a private screening of our converter in the demo alley just for you. Thank you so much for your time. It's been a pleasure. My name's Josh Aviv, and I look forward to talking with you all later.
My name is Ravish Sridhar. I was founder and CEO of Kinvey, Techstars Boston 2011 company that was successfully acquired in 2017. I invested in Security for 3 simple reasons. First, they're addressing a problem that almost every company in the world that's dealing with private data or customer data has to solve. Second, Security has a very differentiated point of view on how to solve this problem for their customers. And third, in a short period of time, they've proven that point of view with great traction. So it gives me great pleasure to welcome and introduce to all of you Darren Gallup, founder and CEO of Security.
You've all seen the headlines, massive data breaches happening almost daily. And I'm sure by now, many of you have heard about privacy regulations that are coming about, like Europe's GDPR. See, data protection and privacy used to be something we thought of as an IT concern. It is now something very serious that needs to be dealt with from a board and CEO level. The fines for GDPR alone can exceed $25 million. This has essentially changed the game for selling to enterprise. If you want to close a deal with an enterprise account, you need to let them know and you need to prove to them that you're going to look after their data the same way they look after their data. If you can't do that, the deal won't close. You will lose customers, and even worse, if you sign deals where you commit to looking after their data, but you don't actually follow through and do that properly, you could even have the risk of fines or being sued. My name is Darren Gallup. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Security. My co-founder and I experienced this intimately in our last business. We were working with a lot of large companies like Disney and Live Nation, and they made us ensure to them that we had a full security and privacy management program in our business before they would trust us with their data. Now, in the first year of trying to figure this out, it was really challenging. We spent a lot of time and a lot of money, and in fact, we lost some really big deals, and it almost cost us our company. And that is essentially why we founded Security, your data compliance officer in the cloud. So we know businesses, entrepreneurs, you're really busy. You have businesses to scale, customers to look after, products to launch. You don't have time to go to all the cybersecurity conferences and monitor all the blogs and keep in touch with all this stuff. So we've made a really simple 3-step process, and it works like this. Step 1, our system captures information about your business, your customers, and the type of data you store. Using that data, we generate a full tailored set of policies and procedures for your business. Then we actually take all the elements and controls from those policies and procedures and break them out into projects. So it tells you exactly what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. And then once you engage with this platform, you now have the dashboards that you can show to your entire team, your CEO, and your board. And that shows everybody. So everybody's on the same page and knows exactly how your company is performing. And it doesn't just end there. Here's the thing. All these compliance standards and regulatory requirements of privacy, these are not stagnant things. The threat landscape evolves, and so do all the standards. We keep track of that. So you know by using the Securacy platform that you're following all the best and current practices. On top of that, we even give you a daily scorecard. So when your salespeople are talking to new leads, they can show that scorecard right in the sales process to show just how dedicated you are to looking after your customers' data. So before Securacy, how does everybody do this? Well, you have consultants, and you have hard-to-find and very expensive data protection professionals. A small company, it might cost you $25,000 a year. In a bigger company, it could be over $500,000. At Securacy, we can do this for $5,000 a year. And we know this works. Our customers have been using our platform to close some of their biggest customers to date. In fact, just last month, our customers have closed deals with Target, Bombardier, and NASCAR. And that is why, since we started Techstars, our revenue has gone from $60,000 to $450,000. So here's the thing. Data compliance is a very ripple effect type of thing. Once an enterprise takes the leap to incorporate a privacy standard or a cybersecurity standard in their business, they then have to look at every vendor they work with to ensure that they're also compliant. And that is exactly why this security and compliance market is projected to grow past $118 billion by 2020. Now, we're not going after this whole market today. Right now, we are entirely focused on SaaS companies selling to enterprise. Once we dominate that market, we're then going to go through to other verticals we've identified to grow to be the largest compliance solution in the cloud. So Laird and I, my co-founder, we've worked together for about almost 8 years before we started this company. And we are very aggressive and very professional salespeople. We're high-performing salespeople. We also have a lot of experience with compliance, privacy, and security. We are also backed by a team of 12 experts in scalable software, privacy, and security. And the best of it is, our entire team is totally focused on customer success. And that is why in the last 8 months, 100% of our customers are still with us. 60% have upgraded to our next pricing tier. So most of you here tonight are either investors, founders, board members, or probably all the above. How many of you actually look at compliance reports about your business? You're looking at churn rate, you're looking at cash flow, but are you really looking at how your company is performing in terms of protecting itself from risk? So I ask you this question. How confident are you that your companies are covered? How confident are you that they are actually following their regulatory requirements, as well as the commitments they've made in contracts to their customers? So here's the thing. The good news is Securacy is here to help. I would love to meet you guys afterwards and chat about how Securacy can help you with your companies, help them grow, and let us be your compliance officer in the cloud. Again, my name is Darren Gallup. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Securacy. Thank you very much.
My name's Brian Denenberg. I started 4 companies and sold 2. Most recently, I'm the creator of the Agile Sales Method and a mentor in residence at Techstars. Every company I've ever worked with needs more leads. The team at Acquisitionly is solving this by automating the process and removing the need for a deep understanding of all the various marketing tools. Over the last few months, I've seen firsthand how well this works. And now it's my pleasure to introduce Brett Clark, the CEO of Acquisitionly.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up.
Hi, my name is Brett Clark, and I'm the CEO of Acquisitionly.
I like long walks on the beach, thunderstorms, and I'm down with banner ads. Now that you know a bit about me, I could ask about you. I could ask, how many of you find that it's easy to acquire customers for your business? I could ask, but I think I know the answer. I've worked for several startups over the years, and I had a long stint at Grasshopper where I helped build product. We later sold the company to Citrix for $173 million. We built a great product, and we learned how to market it to small businesses, which is really, really tough to do well. We threw a lot of stuff at marketing. We threw our time, energy, money, even Daryl from accounting. We got it done in the end, but not without a challenge. The point is there's a lot of tools online that you can use, as generally Google AdWords and Facebook ads. The good thing about these tools is they give you over 250 levers, which gives you a lot of flexibility when you're designing your ads. The bad news is they give you over 250 levers to choose from. And so what that means is probably you're going to pick the wrong one. If you pick the wrong lever, you're going to waste at least 30% of your ad spend budget. And that's just with Google AdWords and Facebook ads. You might be thinking, aren't there other tools available to help people with this problem? Yes, absolutely. There's dozens of tools. And you and your teams probably already know about some of them. The problem with this is that these tools were made for marketers. They're made for people who love dashboards and eat statistics for dinner. The other problem is that they're not end-to-end. You can't just run ads. You need landing pages as well. I mean, who's going to decide, who's going to build the landing pages, right? And who's going to know what ad copy to use? And who's going to decide what photos will convert the best and tie this all together into a coherent, profitable campaign? So that's why we created Acquisitionally. We are your virtual CMO in the cloud to help you acquire customers. Acquisitionally is an AI-powered solution that automates customer acquisition. Here's how it works. We take your customer persona and value propositions, and we create a series of data-tested calls to action and landing pages. Next, we auto-magically generate your ads and begin the campaign. Then we optimize those ads so that you get the lowest cost of acquisition possible. Our unique method puts this together so that you can actually get thousands of data points so that we can create campaigns that work for people. Our dashboard is super simple. It only shows you what you need to know. This is perfect for tech companies that have great engineers and product minds but just need help with growth. It's efficient. We optimize the ads so you don't lose money. And it's fully automated. We literally do it all for you. This makes us incredibly unique in the market. We're getting a lot of interest, and we're working with half the companies in our class. One of the companies, we've been able to take their cost of acquisition from $20 down to $6. This means that with the same budget, they can actually acquire more than 3 times the number of customers, which is pretty good. The online advertising market is a $200 billion business, and it is growing by more than 20% every year. That means it's going to be an extra $40 billion next year. I've worked in ad tech, and what I learned there is that there is a huge opportunity on the horizon to fully automate advertising. That's because almost every ad channel can now be brought programmatically, and what that means is that at the end of the day, it's just a matter of time before this area is fully automated. But it's not just the huge market opportunity that gets me excited. It's the chance to upend the traditional pricing model in advertising. We just see a future where you only pay when you get a customer, not for ads that don't go anywhere, right? And I think that's only a matter of time. My team and I understand this. My co-founder, Saba, has been acquiring customers for over 12 years, and he's worked with dozens of businesses and really understands their pain. Together, we merge nerd with the written word and visual appeal to offer an advanced, effective business solution. We get you what you want, more customers, and we do it in a way that benefits your bottom line. No fluff, no project managers, just results. We're not raising money, but we are raising customers. So if you're interested in getting more customers, I would love to talk with you or your portfolio companies after. Thank you.
My name is Malik Majmudar. I'm a cardiologist at Mass General Hospital, where I also co-lead a digital health innovation lab. I first met Boris via a mutual friend and was immediately struck by his passion for optimizing people's health through behavior change. I strongly believe in Brio's approach towards giving people information and access to their own health, and by doing so, empowering them to take control of their health. Focusing on lifestyle choices and prevention is going to be critical towards solving the chronic disease epidemic.
Work it, make it, do it, makes us harder, better, faster, stronger. That don't kill me, can only make us stronger.
Hi everyone, I'm Boris Lipchin, and I'm the CEO of Brio Systems. My first job after college was in preventative care for rockets. I worked at SpaceX as a launch operator, and I launched the first 4 Dragons. And my job was to prevent any failure from happening on orbit. And the way I did that is by monitoring literally gigabytes of health data constantly. And then I discovered that I was pre-diabetic, and I was shocked and surprised. I was surprised because I realized I knew more about the state of health of our vehicle on orbit than I knew about my own health on Earth. My health was effectively a black box. But it doesn't really have to be that way. Our blood has literally volumes of data about where our health is today. It's just that today, that data isn't very accessible. That data is behind an hours-long wait at the doctor's office. It's behind pain and needles and discomfort. And ultimately, when we get that data, we don't know what it means for us and what we need to do to improve. It's just not actionable. But what if we could package up all of that data in your blood and make it actionable? What if that process just took 5 minutes of your time? What if it were just painless and even pleasant? Well, that is Brio Systems. Fast, painless, and actionable. What we've done is we've partnered with the world's first painless blood draw device manufacturer, and they're here today in this audience, and a best-in-class clinical laboratory to bring you a service that's just this simple. Brio certified professional just has to swab, this will be a video, swab a alcohol pad on your bicep, and then she takes the tap device. As you can see, there are really no needles anywhere that you can see, and attaches it to your biceps, and just like that, we're drawing your blood completely painlessly from your capillary beds. This process takes 2 minutes. And then, 5 days later, you get a beautiful report that tells you exactly where your health is today. But that's just the beginning of your journey with Brio Systems. Because then, we give you personalized goals so that you can make incremental changes in your lifestyle. And as your lifestyle changes, your health improves. And as your health improves, your biomarkers change. And we could track those changes over time as you come back to test again and again. Because our service is so convenient, we sell it as a subscription. Brio is more than just the world's most ridiculously convenient blood test. Brio is a health management platform. We get you and we keep you on your road to the longest and best life that you could possibly live. That is our product. And we're actually doing it today. Our first pilot is with the people whose health you rely on the most when it is most critical. We have a pilot underway with first responders in the Boston area, and our service is actually working. For example, Ryan said, I tried to be tuned into how I'm aging. He loved Brio, and it really was painless. John, it was more to the point. We told him where he was, and he's already making changes. These responses, and we have many of these, are just part of the reason of why we have another set of testing next week, and we have a 95% retest rate with those individuals. 95%. That's crazy. In fact, the first time we went to go test, we had so many more people show up than the contract stipulated that we ran out of inventory, and I had to turn people away from a blood test. We are making a real substantive change in the lives of these individuals, and we are really excited about what we're doing here. But what we are even more excited about is how we can bring Brio to you. Brio will certify professionals to offer the Brio service directly to their customers. And for example, personal trainers love this idea. They understand the value of metrics, and they understand the value of real health. For example, Michael is one of the head trainers at Equinox. He says, Brio helps you understand what's really happening in your body, and we all need to use this. And just the personal training industry alone is a $1.2 billion market opportunity for us. But this is really just the first step for Brio Systems, because we believe in a future where nobody's health is a black box. We believe in a future where all of us have the tools to take full control of our health. And we believe in a future where Brio Systems unlocks the real potential of personalized care. My name is Boris Lipchin, and we are Brio Systems. Thank you.
Dr. Jana Koretz, and we love Sophia for several reasons. One is that the clients they send us are excellent fits for our practice. Historically, we have done a lot of different services similar to theirs, which have not resulted in that, so that's exciting. And the second reason why we love them is the team itself. They are smart, they're diligent, and they really care about integrating tech into mental health, which is really important to us. So we wholeheartedly recommend them.
I need somebody help, not just anybody help. You know I need someone help.
And I am the CEO of Sophia. We empower great therapists to run great businesses. I first became aware of the power of great therapy 2.5 years ago. I was in my first semester of grad school at MIT, and it was stressful. The stress built and built and built until one day, right before finals, I woke up with the left side of my face completely frozen. It stayed that way for the next 4 months due to a disease called Bell's palsy, which is linked to stress. And during that time, my therapist was a godsend. She helped me get through the early weeks, and then she helped me see the experience as actually empowering, as opposed to just a bad hand I'd gotten dealt. But despite how great she was at therapy, she struggled to run a successful practice. She had gone to school for 5 years to become a psychologist, but she had no training in how to position or how to market her business. And the result was fewer clients and lost revenue. She is not alone. The 220,000 mental health therapists in the US are excellent at building strong, meaningful, one-to-one relationships with their clients, but they struggle to run sustainable businesses. These therapists have 3 tasks. They have to build those strong relationships, but they also have to do all the administrative work involved in running a practice, and they have to market to find new clients. Their strengths lie in the first category, but they end up spending 34% of their time on those second 2. Think about a therapist who's seeing people from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. That therapist is then sitting there from 6 p.m. until 11 p.m. doing paperwork, AdWords, and email. That time is unpaid, it's unenjoyable, and it cuts into time that they could be seeing patients. And the thing is, these dynamics aren't just true for mental health therapists. They're also true for psychologists, for acupuncturists, for massage therapists, for physical therapists, for all types of therapists. These therapists all run businesses where relationship and fit aren't just nice to haves, they actually dictate the success of the treatment. A better fit means better therapeutic outcomes. At Sophia, we are enabling these outcomes through an integrated practice management and marketing solution custom-built for therapists. We help therapists grow their businesses, and we do this through filling their funnels with new clients. We have a tech-driven matchmaking process that makes it really easy for clients to connect with a therapist who's the right fit for them. The result for therapists is a stream of pre-qualified clients with no time spent on screening or on marketing. From there, we onboard those clients seamlessly into the therapist practice management, taking care of payment, billing, and scheduling, so that the therapist can focus on building strong relationships with their new customers. And then, we help therapists make the most of those strong relationships, soliciting reviews and recommendations from the clients to then drive new business. The result is a virtuous cycle founded on what therapists do best. And this isn't just an idea. In the past 6 months, we've built a strong Boston area network of therapists. Some of them are actually here tonight. These therapists love Sophia. They love us so much that they volunteer to write content for our site. They love us so much that they send clients our way. 18% of the therapists on our platform have sent us clients. This means that they're passing up on someone who they could have seen in their practice because they trust that we will find that client the right fit. And they love us so much that they recommend us to other therapists. 60% of our therapists have come from these word-of-mouth recommendations, from one-on-one conversations, from professional listservs, and from professional associations. So why do these therapists love Sophia so much? Because in the past 6 months, we have delivered them more than $500,000 in annualized new business, and in the process, we have proven that they are willing to pay for this marketing solution. By taking marketing, practice management, and client retention and integrating them all into a single solution, we position ourselves to win. We go to market by helping therapists grow their businesses, doing what is top of mind for them. And then our practice management gives us stickiness. Therapists end up onboarding the rest of their clients into the Sophia ecosystem. And because most people see multiple therapists over the course of their lifetime, those people are then more likely to find those future therapists through Sophia. It is a virtuous cycle for Sophia as well as for our therapists. And we're also positioned to win by focusing on multiple types of therapy. These therapists all run hyperlocal businesses with a shared client base. Someone who cares about wellness and lives in the Back Bay is likely to be interested in both a Back Bay psychologist as well as a Back Bay masseuse. Overall, this market of marketing and practice management software for solo and small group wellness practitioners is a $1.7 billion market. Our team cares really deeply about helping people live more fulfilling lives and about helping local therapists succeed. We integrate these passions with our business training from MIT and Harvard and our business experience from Google, Palantir, and Bain. Stress and anxiety are on the rise, and more people than ever want to live truly healthy lives, both mentally and physically. But managing your stress and anxiety can be really hard. Having the right therapist by your side makes all the difference. At Sophia, we believe that therapists are key to therapy, and that nothing can replace the meaningful, in-person, one-to-one relationships we have with our therapists. And that is why we empower great therapists to run great businesses. Thank you.
Hey everyone, thanks so much for coming out. How'd you like those pitches? Yeah. Well, for those of you who don't know, I'm a Northeastern alumni, so I can't tell you how much joy it gives me to see Techstars and one of the best universities in the entire country for entrepreneurship getting together and partnering for this event. So thank you so much to everyone who's participated in this. It's fantastic. And it is my great pleasure to introduce someone who's been amazing to work with, who's doing so much at the school, at the university, with all the groups, all the student organizations, Greg Dalamole.
Thanks, Nick. I'm the Director of Operations for our Center for Entrepreneurship Education, and on behalf of the center, I'd just like to thank Techstars for their partnership and welcome all of you to Northeastern. You know, most people know us for our co-op, but today I'd like to share another part of our story. Over the last few years, the very same experiential learning that's made co-op a success has transcended into our entrepreneurial programs. The logos on this slide represent the network of student-led organizations that support startups on campus. They include a venture accelerator, design and engineering studios, and an IP law clinic, just to name a few. And these are not just clubs. They do real work for real clients, and as a result of their support, we've seen 52 companies launch and go on to raise over $85 million in follow-on funding. You can clap. Yeah. We're very proud of that. Now, the leaders from these student organizations are going to be exhibiting at the community event following this program, and I encourage all of you to stop and chat with them to learn more about the amazing ventures we have incubating on campus and the diverse group of students that support them. Thanks for your time, and enjoy your visit to Northeastern.
Hey everyone, you got me again. So we also have another special guest here tonight, and it's my great pleasure to welcome our Chief Operating Officer here at Techstars, Jenny Lawton.
Thank you. I've been trying to think about what I want to talk about. I'm a founder, I'm an entrepreneur, and the first company that I founded in Waltham, Massachusetts, and ended up in Woburn. I moved here from college. I went to Union College, and in the first 10 years that they let women into college, into Union College. And I went to Union, and I was going to be Quincy. Anyone in the room old enough to know who Quincy was? I was going to be a medical examiner, and I failed chemistry, and it's the one and only time I think in my life where I failed something and I'm like, you know what? We're not going to do that again. So I dug deep into my bag of tricks and realized that my mother had told me my whole life that I could do whatever I wanted to do. So I decided that I'd become an applied math major because that was the easiest thing to do. And when I left college, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. My parents were sort of baffled. My mother has a degree in sociology. My father has a degree in Middle Eastern history. They thought I was definitely the weirdo in the family. What are you going to do with applied math? And I said, pretty sure I can figure it out. My mother said, I know you're going to be an actuary. And I'm like, I am absolutely not going to be an actuary. But I didn't know what I was going to be. And I left Union. I graduated in '85. And it was a really tough time in Boston. Couldn't find a job. I wasn't an electrical engineer. I was a math major. No one really knew what to do with me. I was a woman. They didn't know what to do with me there either. And so I got my first job. And my first job, I was the assistant to the assistant for a principal in an engineering company. That means I was the secretary to the secretary to a principal in the company. And it was the best job I ever had. The only problem was that I was not allowed to wear pants because it was back in the 80s when women had to get dressed up to go to work. Anyway, long story short is I learned along the way how to take opportunities and challenges and turn them into what I wanted them to be. At that company, I learned how to use CAD. I was a user of SCOC systems. If you know David SCOC, I was an early user of SCOC systems. Left there to go on to do other things, and I ended up at MIT Lincoln Laboratory at one point and learned what engineering was about. Left there, and I worked at a company called StartEnd. early computer company, and that's where I learned the word entrepreneur. I'm like, this is for me. The guy who runs this company, Bill Poduska, he came up with this idea and he created a whole company, and it was the first time I think I've ever been mentored accidentally where I'm like, I want to be that, and that's where I got the bug. When that company went under on Halloween of 1991, and it spun off into about 10 different companies, I'm like, I'm going to start a company to support all of them. I went home that night and I said to my husband, I'm going to start a company. He's like, what are you talking about? We have like a 6-month-old kid and you don't know anything about this. And I said, well, I'm going to do it. And I did. But I didn't have all of you in the room. There are about 5 people in this room who I did have. Warren Katz is one of them, Brad Parker's another one, maybe Jay Batson is here. There are a few people in the room, but we didn't have this amazing worldwide network that was going to help me succeed. It makes me so proud, it makes me so amazed to stand in front of 1,000 people and know that each of you are here to help all of these entrepreneurs succeed. We can't do it without all of you in the room. We can't accelerate the businesses of these entrepreneurs without each of you. And we can't do it if you're all the same. So I'm here to tell you, if you didn't get involved this time, get involved next time. If you know someone else who needs to come, who has something that they can bring to the table, get a hold of Clem so that the next time you're a mentor, you're an investor, you're someone who's going to join this worldwide network that helps entrepreneurs succeed. It's so powerful to know that our founders just have to raise their hand and say, I need help, and that there are thousands of people out in the world in 40 different countries, in 13 different countries with our 40 different accelerators, with our 100,000 people going through our startup programs in 150 countries. That's incredible. Thank you.
How do you feel? Good? Perfect. So I want everybody to stand up now. Everybody. You stand up and you're going to high five the person next to you that you don't know. You look around, look at someone you don't know, and you high five them. Yes, yes. Awesome. Feeling good? That's what the community is about. Now you can stand, you can sit down. Good. Perfect. How do you feel? These companies were amazing. They are on track to change the world. And you know why? Because you logged in on demoday.techstars.com and you connected to the one that you can help. And we have the name. Like, the beauty of the system is we know who walked in and we know who is connecting. So if you didn't, we'll go after you and we'll take it personally. So I'll walk very closely. So you go back. There is this beautiful page, the 10 companies, and literally, no, that's like, in all seriousness, all these entrepreneurs have worked tirelessly for the past months, years, decades for some that were the companies a result of all their research. To be here, that's the one opportunity we have to all help them. Your name, the personal email of Aaron, and then what you can say, what you can do for them. That's about it. We'll see each other in just a bit. Let the show continue. Have a great one. Woo!
Hi, I'm Dr. Evan Malone. I'm founder and president of NextFab. I first met Kurt Swanson 7 years ago when he was making the leap from his day job as an engineer at Boeing to pursue his dream of becoming a product designer. When he managed the largest crowdfunding raise in Philadelphia's history, and for an air conditioner, it sure made it look like he knew what he was doing. NextFab is fortunate to have been able to play a role in supporting Capsule. Philadelphia is fortunate to have them here. And as an investor, I'm ready to get blown away. Thanks. Take it away, Kurt.
Man, too broke to pay attention. Man. Yeah. Man, listen.
Good evening.
My name is Kurt Swanson. I'm CEO and co-founder at Capsule.
And at Capsule, we are building the world's first premium home climate brand with products that are smart, beautiful, and easy to use. 3 years ago, we were one of the fastest growing product development firms in the country. We designed dozens of products for other companies, and our startup clients went on to raise tens of millions of dollars using our designs. But we saw an opportunity to change the whole home climate market, starting with window air conditioning. There are 50 million window air conditioners in operation in the United States today, and all of them look and work like they did in 1955. So we fired our clients, and we started Capsule to bring love to these big beige boxes that people can't live without. The old brands have had decades to innovate, and yet they've done nothing. Their products are still big and bulky, loud and ugly, and they're difficult and often unsafe to install. So, before I show you how we solved all of these problems, I've got to say that this was really difficult. It took dozens of prototypes, 5 months spent embedded with our manufacturers in China, where we spent week after week after week locked in hot, sweaty test laboratories to achieve the performance we needed. So, when a world-class design and engineering team reinvents a product category, what does it look like? Well, it looks like this. We reinvented the window air conditioner. The Capsule window air conditioner is half the height, is twice as quiet as traditional units, and unlike traditional units, it is safe and easy for anyone to install. And it is beautiful inside and outside your home. And it works better than it looks. We baked in smart home from the start. In addition to our iOS and Android apps that you can use to set a schedule or control it remotely, we work with all the smart home platforms, including Amazon Alexa, works with Nest, and Google, right out of the box. It takes 6 engineering degrees to design Capsule, but not to use it. We didn't make you fight with half a dozen modes of operation. There's one simple, intuitive knob that controls the thing you care about: temperature. We figured out the rest. We're manufacturing right now. We're launching user testing this summer and moving to full-scale production over the winter for a full market launch in the spring of 2019, focused mostly on selling directly through our website. So, how do we know anyone wants this? Where are the people lined up to buy? We ran one of the top 100 crowdfunding campaigns of all time. That's top 100 out of a field of 9 million. So what does that look like? It's $2.3 million crowdfunded, 8,000 pre-orders, and since we closed those campaigns, we have 30,000 people signed up on our wait list, and that number has grown by 100 people every day, organically. We reinvented window air conditioning, but we didn't reinvent our path to market. We saw how companies like Dyson used engineering to change how people perceived everyday appliances. We loved how Nest used beautiful design and user experience to make thermostats sexy. And we paid attention when Casper sold $80 million in mattresses sight unseen to customers through their website. So, we are obsessed with home climate. And we're bringing our obsession not just to window air conditioning, but to all the products that make your home comfortable in any season of the year. We are growing our product line from addressing a $2 billion window air conditioning market in the United States to addressing a $14 billion market domestically. So what's next? We're laser focused on bringing the window air conditioner to market. But this is a business where a roadmap takes years to implement, and we have laid the groundwork for our next big product. So tonight, for the first time ever, we're going to show you what's next. The Capsule dehumidifier. We have designed the quietest, easiest, and most beautiful dehumidifier ever. And just like the window air conditioner, we solved every pain point, and we built in smart home. So this is going live on our website tonight, and we'll be taking pre-orders at the end of the year. So we are reinventing home climate one room at a time. We've built relationships with the best partners up and down the supply chain. We have a proven customer acquisition funnel. We're manufacturing now, and Capsule has landed on a $70 billion global home climate category, and that category will never be the same. My name's Kurt Swanson, we're Capsule, and before I go, I'm going to show you just how easy it is to uninstall this air conditioner. Thank you.
Hi Techstars, my name is Eric Starr, and I'm a partner with CapEx Partners. I've been involved in FinTech since 1990, long before FinTech was ever a thing. And ever since, I've been searching for the solutions to the complex problems that affect middle market lenders. In Fincura and Max & Cody, I found a solution to a bottleneck, converting analog information into digital data that'll help expedite our processes. More importantly, the same solution can be helpful to everybody in the middle market lending space. I think Fincura is onto something great and can't wait to see them succeed.
Wow, I feel good. I knew that I wouldn't. I feel good. I knew that I wouldn't.
Hi, I'm Max, and I'm the CEO of Fincura. Fincura is connecting the world's financial data. And we're starting in commercial lending. So commercial lending powers everything around us. It's how WeWork can have 6 locations in Boston. It's venture debt. And really, it's what powers companies to create jobs. But the problem is that the process behind the way that commercial lending works is fundamentally broken. Let me show you how. So when a company gets a loan, they need to share financial information with their bank. Now, because these software systems don't communicate, they instead send information through documents. This means for the banks, there is an incredible amount of manual data entry. This is an example. This would be far too expensive for a bank to enter all of this information. So instead, they only enter high-level information. Even with this standardization, banks are still spending $8 billion per year getting that information into a database. So what's happening here is commercial lending, this $2 trillion driver of our economy, is being run on a giant game of telephone. Now, I used to do this every single day in my old job at Silicon Valley Bank. They're one of the most technologically advanced banks in the world. Virtually every commercial lender has the same manual process behind their operations. It's nobody's fault. This is the best system that has existed until now. Fincura automates the manual processing of financial data for banks. So we sell B2B enterprise software to commercial lenders. So I like to call us a B2 bank company. Our software connects our customers with their borrowers seamlessly. We provide them with virtual tubes that connects them for this data to flow. Through our automation, we're able to give bankers up to 50% more time to do their job, meaning doing more analysis, or more importantly, making more loans. We also help banks to reduce risk. Today, banks take up to 3 weeks just to determine risk, and it's because of this queue of manual data entry, where we make this instantaneous. So for banks, we eliminate the time to identify risk. But we take it one step further, and we help banks to predict risk. We give banks with up to 3 times more data than what they use today. This means that we can show them trends in their borrowers that they have never been able to see before. So what we're really doing here is, for the first time ever, we're able to turn a bank's cost center into a profit center. So how have we done this? Well, we don't have to make thousands of complex technical integrations with different pieces of software. No. Instead, we only make one integration with our customer. And from there, they are seamlessly connected with all of their customers. The secret is in the documents. The same documents that the banks are receiving today from their borrowers. But because we eliminate the manual processing of the data, we can do it faster and more efficiently than could ever be done before. Now, we charge our clients based on the number of borrowers that they have. Our first customer is a debt fund, CapEx. You met Eric, their partner. Eric is actually one of the most visionary technologists in all of commercial lending, and he's using Fincura to grow his fund with maximum efficiency and minimum risk. We've also worked with two incredibly innovative community banks. They're using Fincura to grow their loan book without having to increase the number of staff. And through a number of different channels and through direct selling, we have all four types of lenders in our pipeline today. Now, I've mostly talked about automation, and that's great. This is an $8 billion market that we're the first to solve. But this is only our beachhead into commercial lending. Our software is also collecting data. Banks spend $160 billion per year on data analytics today. But the data that we're collecting is far more accurate, more detailed than companies like Moody's and Bloomberg even have access to today. So everything that I've talked about so far, our application for commercial lending, our core technology also applies to the way that funds report to their limited partners, or to the way that banks perform stress tests with their regulators, or even the way that banks worked together on syndicated loans. But let's zoom out for a second. Real change in this industry has to come from new players. We're not limited by maintaining a 20-year-old code base, and we're not worried about cannibalizing existing revenue. We are deeply intimate with the processes behind commercial lending, and we have experience building products for our financial institutions. Now, behind the three of us, we have a full team of software engineers that have made all of this a reality. We are driven by solving inefficiencies. The one that we happen to solve today is going to empower our financial institutions to finally communicate with one another. That's going to enable them to drive our economy as efficiently as they should have from the very beginning. If you want to join us on our journey, please come say hi to me or anybody else on my team. We'd love to talk with you. Again, I'm Max, and we're Fincura. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Frederick from Playster, and I'm really proud to introduce the OpenFrame team today. These guys have been growing like crazy. I've seen a lot in my years at Playster, and it's super difficult to make a solution for the real estate professional and help them be successful today. These guys have a plug-and-play solution that makes it super easy for real estate professionals to amazing handle all of my objections. For real estate professionals to create amazing content. I've never actually seen someone handle all of my objections before I even asked. They're already backed by a lot of great local investors, and I'm proud to be on their advisory team. So with that, here's OpenFrame.
Good evening. My name is Émeric Vignoas, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of OpenFrame. Before making the great city of Boston my home, I traveled a lot and I relocated a lot. And I saw a lot of issues while searching for a place. Few listings have videos. We are here to change that. OpenFrame is the easiest and most affordable solution for real estate agents to create a beautiful video tour right on their phone. But before going too deep, I would like to introduce you tonight to you, my special guest, Lynn Finlay. So Lynn is the most successful agent in Belmont, Massachusetts. Lynn knows that great videos are key for great sales. So how can she do a video today? She can use her phone and tour the property. The result is awful, but very common. She can buy an expensive camera, big one, and learn how to use it. This equipment is more designed for pro videographer than for Lynn. She can contract a pro photographer, then she has to deal with cost, scheduling, rush fees. This is long and expensive. Pardon my French. These options and this process sucks. With OpenFrame, you can do it all on your phone in just a few seconds. Few minutes, minutes better, few minutes. Our package includes a 360 proprietary 360 camera, a dedicated application, and all the technology you need to post your video right away in every platform. Let me show you how easy it is to create a beautiful video tour.
At OpenFrame, we believe that you should be able to create a great virtual tour in less than 5 minutes directly on your phone. Plug the provided 360 camera into your phone, take a picture, and follow the steps to create your video in only a few minutes. Forget about the complex virtual tour software you've seen before. Our app is easy and fast, like really fast.
Lynn is one of our first customers. She loves OpenFrame, and for a good reason. Within 2 weeks of using OpenFrame, it won her a listing and helped Lynn sell a property. She earned, in 2 weeks, enough commissions to pay for 1 year of her son's college tuition. And Lynn is not the only one. There is 2 million real estate agents in US only, spending $25 billion in marketing every year. During Techstars, we booked $90,000 of annual recurring revenue in just 3 weeks. Spreading from Belmont, Massachusetts, to Boston and to the nearby states. How we did that? We did 12 meetings, met 300 real estate agents, and every time, 50% of them became customers. This is a 50% conversion rate. I say it again because I have a very strong Bostonian accent. 50%. Realtors are passionate about our app. Our solution spread from person to person and landed us even a meeting with Ryan Gorman, CEO of Coldwell Banker. We sold the 150 seats of our beta in 3 weeks, mostly within Coldwell Banker. And that is not all. 75% of our users say that OpenFrame already helps them to win more listings and sell faster. We are now training our sales team to kickstart Chicago and New York, and we are pretty confident, based on our current traction, that we will book $1 million of annual recurring revenue before the end of the year. And that's for residential real estate only. We aspire to establish OpenFrame and our video tour, the standard not only for residential real estate, but for every vertical that needs virtual tour. We have people from other verticals such as commercial, contractors, rental, reaching out to us every week, asking if they can use OpenFrame. I'm super happy to announce tonight that we are moving from private beta to public beta, so now everyone can sign up on OpenFrame. If you would like to see how easy it is to create a video tour, you can come and find one of our talented team. They are ready to show you live. Now we have seen that great market traction. We are eager to apply more capital and more advisors to take advantage of that great momentum. If you would like to help us to establish OpenFrame as a new 360 video standard, come talk to us. Thank you so much.
Hi everyone, my name is Jonathan Sheffy and I lead Genomics and Life Sciences at Google Cloud, and I'm also an investor in Mita. I've known Gabor for years. We were each working on 2 other genomics startups in the Boston area, and Gabor's really impressed me with his ability not just as a scientist, but as an entrepreneur who can get deals done. I'm excited about Mita because it's helping scientists scale their work throughout the whole world by leveraging all of the resources available across the scientific universe.
This is the day your life will surely change. This is the day.
Hi, my name is Gabor Betlendi. I'm the founder and CEO of Minta. At Minta, we're bringing a business version of the sharing economy to science. Our two-sided marketplace makes it fast and easy for scientists to access large capital equipment on demand without the need of buying it. Now, the reason we're doing this is because of babies like Gabriella. Just a few years ago, she was only 3 days old in a neonatal intensive care unit right here in Boston. At the last company I started, we literally sequenced every base pair in her genome and gave her a life-saving diagnosis in just a few days. But this story is not about Gabriella. This story is about the fact that this type of care is really not scalable because the infrastructure required to access these types of technologies, such as genome sequencers, simply do not exist. And that's because most of science still exists in a pre-internet age, where large capital pieces of equipment that cost millions of dollars sit disconnected from each other. Literally every single year, tens of millions of biological samples are processed by scientists in academia, diagnostics, and pharma at both internal and external service providers. Yet they still use tribal knowledge to find these resources. They literally use emails, phone calls, people still use those, and word-of-mouth recommendations. Consequently, 48% of these instruments sit unused, while baby Gabriella waits for an answer. But before we can even think about giving access to these instruments to the scientist, we first have to know where they are. So at Minta, we're literally mapping the location of every single large capital equipment in the world. We're putting them into one place so scientists can find them. And that's because we believe that scientists should be able to create their experiments in the cloud, choosing the instruments that they want to use, from genomics to proteomics and beyond, all connected through Minta. Selecting how they want their samples to be processed, adding on their data analysis methods. This is the future of science. And the future is huge, because there exist unused services on $246 billion worth of equipment. And these, yeah. And it's such a big market that we're focusing first on the area that we know really well, called genomics. Here, large capital pieces of equipment called next-generation sequencers are used to sequence the genomes of humans and pretty much every other organism known to mankind. In this market, there's $3.2 billion worth of unused capacity in genomics alone. And this market's growing at 20% every single year, and most of that growth is coming from the sale of reagents and services on these very same equipment. We believe we can capture $120 million of annual net recurring revenue by year 5 of this model. And the way we're going to do that is simple. We're going to connect scientists who need instruments to the ones who have it. And it looks something like this. A scientist goes to our application. They select the sample type, the application, the number of samples they want to use, and we show them our results. Now, to those of us in the tech industry, this seems kind of simple, right? You do this when you book a hotel, airplane, Airbnb. But in life sciences, this is not possible. This would take me weeks of emails and quotes with each individual service provider before I could make this comparison. And for every single one of these bookings, we're going to be collecting a ton of data. We're going to know what instruments they chose, what applications they selected. We're going to know more about these scientists than has ever been known before in life sciences. We believe that this data could be our biggest asset. So we have 2 customer segments we're focused on. One are large pharmaceutical companies. Here we're replacing a portion of their annual CapEx spend, that's about $5 to $10 million every year, with a subscription that gives them a la carte, on-demand access to our network of instruments without any of the headaches of ownership. And we charge them $125,000 in annual net revenue for that. A second customer segment are the individual scientists at mostly academic institutions. Now, these scientists are really important to us because they give us the credibility to really engage with the large pharma accounts. Here, we charge 8% on every booking, or about $1,600 in net revenue. Now, since we started Techstars, that's 90 days, we've grown to become the largest network of genome sequencers in the US. Thank you. So that's 26% of all the genome sequencers out there in the US. To put that in perspective, that's 60% of the genome sequencing power right now. And I'm super happy to say that we have one of the world's biggest suppliers, the Broad Institute. And for the tech folks in the crowd, that's where the first draft of the human genome was sequenced in 2001. But we didn't stop there. In the last 7 weeks of Techstars, we put $950,000 worth of sales in our funnel. These are contracts that we're negotiating with academic institutions, contract research companies, and pharmaceutical companies. And we're announcing today that we've come to business terms with Harker Bio. Harker Bio is a Boston-based contract research organization that's enabling early-stage drug discovery through the use of proteomics. That's a lot of lingo in science. But the point is that that's going to give us a path into the larger pharma market. And it means $400,000 in net revenue to Minta. And we have the right team. Deep domain expertise in genomics combined with deep tech knowledge. So we are Minta. We're improving science one instrument at a time because faster science saves more lives. Thank you.
Hi, this is John Kelly from Kelly Clee Private Insurance.
Hey guys, Matt Namoli here.
We represent some of the finest insurance carriers in the U.S.
The fastest growing insurance agency in the Northeast.
I'm excited about what Openly is up to And there's two areas that I'm very excited about, that they're offering superior coverage and great technology to work with the independent agent.
We want to transform, we want to perform. We feel like we need partners like Openly to be able to help us do both.
Our house in the middle of our street. Our house in the middle of our...
Hi, thank you. I am Ty Harris. I'm the CEO of Openly. We are a new digitally empowered insurance company, and we're focusing first on home insurance. So before Openly, I was the Chief Product and Underwriting Officer for Liberty Mutual right here in Boston. I had a team of 800 people, $20 billion in premium, affecting 10 million customers. So I love the mission and the promise of insurance, but I've also seen that all too often the industry as a whole fails to deliver on that mission. So I'm going to talk about why I say that and how Openly is reinventing insurance from the ground up. So this is a home that was destroyed in flooding in Houston last fall. 85% of people in this situation didn't have flood coverage, and most of them didn't know that it's not covered by their normal home policy. California wildfire. After a typical wildfire, 50% of people learned that their policy limits weren't high enough to allow them to fully rebuild. And the reason is that when they first bought their policy years ago, they were asked to estimate their home's rebuild cost, and they guessed wrong. So these aren't aberrations. I could sit down with almost any one of you, talk about your insurance, and we would probably find potential life-altering gaps. So why does this happen? You know, it's always tempting to assume bad intentions, right? This is actually my employee badge from my prior job. No. Having been on the inside, though, I can tell you that's absolutely not the case. It's not evil intentions. Instead, it is vast overcomplication. It's layer upon layer, built on century-old traditions in many cases. So to make this real, suppose that I'm your insurance agent. All right, let's talk about that. So first off, you're going to need about 8 separate policies because of the way that insurance was carved up a century ago. Now, for each of these policies, I'll need to ask you dozens of underwriting questions. In the case of this anonymous carrier, 20-plus screens, 20 screens. We'll have an enlightening discussion about your ordinance or law coverage, your coverage C. I'll ask you what it would cost to rebuild your house if it burned down tomorrow, and remember that it's really important you get that one right? So, you know, when you add all this up, it's almost impossible for anyone to know if they're really covered for insurance. There are professional insurance agents who struggle with this problem. I'm not sure about theoretical physicists. Maybe they get it right, but I don't think so. I doubt it. It's just really complicated. And if you're the kind of person who needs quantitative evidence of complexity, then consider the fact that of the premium that you pay to the average insurance company, 40% of that goes toward operational expense for the company, as opposed to claims or even to profit. So for all these reasons, Openly is inventing insurance based on the principle of simplicity. Now, we're full stack. We're doing the full operation of insurance, pricing, underwriting, service, policy language. We do it all. So what does it mean for these things to be simple? Well, first off, simple is easy. So, for example, with Openly, an agent can add coverages using a toggle switch that with a different carrier would require a mountain of paperwork and a week of work. Simple is transparent. It doesn't leave you guessing about your coverage. So for example, with Openly, if your house is destroyed, we pay to rebuild it whatever it costs. There's no need to have guessed right. Simple is fast. So instead of 20 screens of questions, we ask 3. With those 3 questions, we get to a price. Now, if you know things about insurance, I know there's a number of folks in the audience who are familiar with insurance. Right now you're thinking what I would be thinking, which is another thing that's simple, is losing a lot of money in insurance due to poor underwriting. So let me back up and assure you that everything we're doing all of that while actually improving on existing underwriting sophistication. So sure, we only ask the customer 3 questions, but we use those 3 pieces of data to go to dozens of external sources, pull in hundreds of pieces of information, put it through our proprietary models, and we use that data and those models to make decisions not just on price, but on underwriting and on how we bill people, and even the commission that we pay to agents for individual customers. So we're actually using more science and not less, despite the simplicity. Finally, making model-based decisions and using fresh technology
is less expensive. So with Openly, a smaller percentage of the premium goes to pay operating expenses so that more is left to pay claims, the thing that customers actually care about. Okay, so we have this massive problem. We have a solution. But ask yourself and be honest, when you walked into the room today, was like fixing problems with your insurance on your top 10 list of problems to tackle this weekend? For your sake, I hope not. It's actually nice weather, I think, so, No, people just don't think about this stuff daily, and it's good that they don't, but how do we then educate millions of people so that they buy our product? And the answer is that we don't. A critical part of Openly's strategy is to go to market through the people who do live this daily, through independent insurance agents. Now, agents are independent businesses that sit between consumers and insurance companies. They provide expert advice and advocacy. I actually always tell my relatives to shop through an agent even though I buy everything else online, just because insurance is so complicated and it's so important to get it right. And agents control a huge slice of the market. Better yet, the customers they bring in buy multiple policies. They retain north of 90%, so they're super high quality. By reaching just 1,000 agencies, we could actually build a $1 billion insurance company, and we're aiming, of course, much higher than that. So Openly helps agents in ways that they love. So we reduce their sales time from hours down to minutes. We allow them to sell more customers and happier customers. We are their ally who is investing in them instead of in TV commercials. In the 4 weeks after we launched our public website, we signed up over 100 agencies. You heard from 2 of them during our introductory video. We can absolutely own this heavily under-leveraged channel. Okay, so if our business sounds hard, it is. I talked about my 12 years owning underwriting for a top 5 global insurer. My co-founder, my technical co-founder, Matt, was a VP of technology at Goldman Sachs. He also co-founded his own successful insurance agency. So there are lots of founders going after insurance. We believe that we have a unique combination of deep carrier, agency, and enterprise financial technology experience. We are the team that's going to crack this. And finally, all the examples I used today really focused on home just for consistency. But our power to simplify insurance through technology only grows in strength as we surround the customer. So Openly will evolve into the platform for simplified consumer and small business insurance of all types. Thank you.
Yeah, nice work, my friend.
To me? Oh, to me, right, yeah.
Woo!
How about a round of applause for everybody, please? Okay. There we have it. That is the 2018 class for Techstars Boston. Okay, so everybody here is delivering something and building something really, really meaningful. What you don't get to see in a show like this is what's happening behind the scenes. So Techstars is kind of like a duck in a way. Externally, on the surface, we're polished, we're smooth. Under the surface, we are frantically paddling, and we do that with the help of an incredible team of people. So I'm going to give a couple thanks, and we're going to applaud for some of them, and some people are going to start to join us on stage. First and foremost, Nick Myers. Nick has worked absolutely tirelessly throughout the entire program, throughout today. He is the reason that we are literally sitting here and are able to deliver such an incredible experience for everybody and for the founders. Nick, I know that you're actually busy, so you can't come, but I want everybody to say thank you and give you a round of applause. Woo! Next up. Oh, are you coming? Can you come? Oh, you got things to do? Okay. Okay. Nick likes to be on stage. Saba. Where's Saba? Is that Saba over there? So Saba joined us
in a very different role than the one that he plays today. Saba managed to provide a tremendous amount of program leadership and support and leadership today to make this experience possible. And he even joined one of the companies as a co-founder. Saba, thank you. And we've got Andrew and Matt. Andrew, you are here today representing an entire team of people from UMass Lowell. Yeah, woo! Here we go, UMass. Oh yeah, get out here, buddy. All right, so Andrew and team are here thanks to a grant from the National Science Foundation and UMass Lowell. So thank you so much. It's been amazing to work with you. Matt, unfortunately, could not be here. He is literally serving his country right now. And to our beloved Hackstars, for those of you who don't know, these Hackstars, this is kind of a role that Techstars has built. We will go and bring in people to work on behalf of the portfolio, behalf of these companies. The Hackstars are part of what make the companies who they are. They find customers, they engage in them, they build product. Some of them even join. So Shannon and Will, thank you so much. Laura and Flavia, you're now on a new path. You've joined SparkCharge and Fincura as 2 early team members, so thank you both so much. And all of our mentors, I mean, Clem acknowledged everybody early on, but just again, I mean, the mentor community, there are a lot of incredible people here in Boston, some of which we had the pleasure to work with in this program, others of which we did not. We look forward to engaging more of you in the future, and we'd love to talk and speak about how we can do that. The mentors here are truly what makes this experience for the founders unique. And to our mentors in residence, so this is a cool program that Techstars also operates. We bring people with distinct skills into the program to sit in residence with us. This is where I need the card because I have to read people's names out loud. So, I mean, mentors in residence literally make our office their office for anywhere from a day to 5 days per week. And they just dig in, right? They're helping everybody with so much talent, sales, product, literally joining teams on meetings. I mean, they're just digging in. So I want to acknowledge them all. Andrew Nalband, Brian Denenberg, Brian Malchek, Jason Jacobs, Jay Batson, Laura Krachnova, Matt Jakubowski, Mark Reagan, and Max Feinhazig. Thank you so much for all that you've done for all the companies. Yeah, come on out. It's a late welcome from the Hackstars, but come on. Woo! And to, I mean, at least for me, the last on my thank you card is our alumni. I have the pleasure to stand next to one here and to build this experience with one. And you came out in droves. I mean, you showed up big time. We are so excited that you're here and looking forward to getting you more involved in the future. So thank you all. Fun.
And a few more thank you, like a global program like Techstars couldn't exist without the help of phenomenal sponsors. So I wanted to personally acknowledge some of the partners with whom we have been working: Silicon Valley Bank, SandGrid, AWS, Microsoft, Google for Entrepreneurs, Google Cloud Platform. The GCP team has been phenomenal, helping us from the retreat to like throughout the entire program, helping our founders understanding their technology architecture. Cooley, Domo, American Airlines, HubSpot, BASF. You guys have been fantastic. These are global partners that are helping all the Techstars ecosystem. Please thank them because they make a big commitment to help every founder. And so speaking about community, so before we were starting the program, like have you ever heard like startup founder eating ramen? Yes? So we were actually like trying to see like how do we make that special for the founders. So we met the team at Fuda that literally like we're a startup, you guys are a startup, let's make sure that these guys have more than just the ramens every week when they show up at the office. And so thanks to the guy at Fuda, if you like these are like some phenomenal people bring directly catering to the startups, like a few Techstars alumni work with them, so that has been a good one. And last but not least, Northeastern University. You're the reason like why we are all sitting here. Woo! Thanks to the Northeastern Center for Entrepreneurship Education that made all that happen. Thanks to the Northeastern Graduate Entrepreneurship Clubs that are really like literally help with all the logistics of the place, and the Huntington Angels, which is a Northeastern Angel group. Literally all the ecosystem went to help us, helping with volunteers, some from Northeastern, some from beyond. That was truly great. Thanks for that committee. Before we go of them, which actually means that we have this opportunity to go deeper with the broader community for the rest of the year and help many more founders. So if we can do anything to help you, that will be with pleasure. Please reach out. The next Techstars program is going to be in January, but before that we are here to help you all. Thanks a lot. And so, as the founders come on stage, please guys, join me. I wanted to also to acknowledge some people without whom we wouldn't be here. Techstars is the result of many, many years. I wanted to acknowledge Sean Broderick, Katie Ray, Semyon Ducash with joining us on stage. Thanks a lot. You guys have been phenomenal. To mingle with a startup, to literally speak with every single of these founders. If you leave this room without meeting one new person, that's going to be, like, we're going to take personally. Anyway, thanks everybody. That has been a fantastic evening. Thanks to all the founders.
Hello? Thank you so much for everyone coming out. Please go make your moves over to the pit. There's free food, free drinks, free lots of things. Just make the moves over there. It's right over back in the beginning part. Thank you again so much for coming out.